In the context of this video, I feel like every time I turn on the camera, I should say, hey, it's great to be back, because I've been doing so little video work. I've been working on selling a house and getting the boat here and everything except the experience of a sailor, adventurer, guy who talks to you while you're sitting on the couch. You know, all that stuff. So come on down the companionway. Let's get the next chapter of the sailing adventure underway, and I really am sorry about the delay. While dreary winter weather may also have set in, I promise you that we've got some beautiful sailing ahead and some incredible destinations. We're going to have a sailing summer here all winter on YouTube. Welcome to Stir Crazy Sailing and Adventures. I'm Dennis. I left a career I enjoyed to pursue the activities that I love, and I've already solo sailed a boat from Lake Michigan to the Bahamas. I'm the sailor, you're the crew. You are welcome here on the crew. I want us to keep sailing together, but we've got hurricane season upon us. Just gave them my small Danforth so they can get an anchor. Looks like a broken mast, too. And I know of some great places where we can go. The only question is how to get the boat there. Let's discover how to do that together. We're committed. That's what this episode is about. Thanks again for joining me. Fort Pierce, good anchorage. This place rocks. In previous episodes, you can see how I covered about half of the Great Loop from the Great Lakes to Florida, crossed over to the Bahamas, had a great time there, and then had to sail back to Florida. I chose to sail from the northern part of Great Bahama over to Port St. Lucie and then up to Fort Pierce. That's where I had to figure out what to do with the boat. It is obviously popular with sailors. A good day to go in to Fort Pierce. Get some exercise. Ride my bike. Get a smoothie. In Fort Pierce, I had to decide what to do next to avoid hurricane season. Store the boat there, sail it over to Mexico, head up toward Maine, sell the boat, or figure out a way to get the boat up to the summer sailing paradise that is Canada. Max Sails. I'm really happy that they are here and that they're going to do my rigging for me, but they seem really busy. They are busy because they're good. So I'm just coming here to make sure that we're all on the same page and I know how to pay them and so forth. Yeah, they've got a lot going on here. Max Sails is busy all right. I was on the hook waiting for a slot in their schedule for a month, but I'm glad Travis could slip me in.
Okay, so we're going to pull your mast, remove the spreaders, take all the rigging off, coil that up, radar off the bracket. Yeah. And then we'll wrap the mast in a plastic wrap and you'll be all ready to go.
I love the way these guys work. Fort Pierce is a terrific place to be on the hook, to wait for the riggers to put me on the schedule and to get hauled out of the water. Good image, right? Kind of an egg, vegetable, salsa thing. This is the first shot on the new camera, the new DJI. We're going to find out whether or not the sound sucks. Still incredibly windy, but we got the mast down. But trying to marry all the technologies for this video was a nightmare. And we get wind noise all the time. And whether or not I turn orange, cheese makes me tooty. And whether or not the edges of the image are all fish-eyed. I've tried everything with my GoPro 12 and I will use it for some things, but not everything. My 10 I loved. I had two 10s. GoPro 10 blacks. But the 12, man, what a nightmare. Whoa. How does that work? Pretty good? My dilemma is that hurricane season is coming and I would love to keep sailing. I just don't know what my options are to get my boat to a place where I could sail without spending 6 months to get there. Before I can take that step, let me show you all the prep work and why the expense of trucking makes sense. The wind was just relentless on this trip, and even though sometimes you can see the furry microphone wind cover in the shots, that didn't keep all the wind noise out. Sorry about that. Rough landing. Roughest in quite a while. Whew. Lots of wind, lots of current. But it's going to get tougher later on today. That was me talking to YouTube. Do you mind going on? Okay. That's Christina. Thank you, Christina. I'm in Safe Harbor, Harbor Town Marina in Fort Pierce, primarily because it's right across Taylor Creek from Cracker Boy Boatyard, and those folks are the ones to work with if you're going to get your boat hauled in Florida. We'll see if the wind stays light enough for me to pull off the sails. That's the idea. It's a little touch and go. Anyway, thanks for being along for the ride here. I'm going to walk you through everything that needs to be done for a boat to be transported by truck. These are the fiddly little task items right here. Yeah, I need more hands and maybe to trim my nostril hairs. Awesome. I have 4 battens in this sail, and here's a pro tip. Wear gloves while you take out the battens so you don't get fiberglass fibers in your fingers. Say that fast 3 times. I kept the sail out of the water, mostly. And Safe Harbor in Fort Pierce has a huge deck for folding the sails instead of some sandy parking lot or having to wait until all the cars are out of it or putting it on grass covered with goose poop. That's a big rag there, eh? I'll roll it up the best I can for the space that I have. Not perfect, and it'll be a headache when I unroll it, when I raise it, but I'm going to roll it up so that it takes up the least space possible for the next couple of weeks where I need to sort of work my way around it on the boat. That was pretty unceremonious, wasn't it? My boom is not really that heavy, but removing it required using my spinnaker halyard and my main halyard to just shift the weight over to the edge of the boat and keep me from dropping it on my deck. There's a cam cleat in the boom that the line keeps getting stuck on because the line is going in sideways. I might need somebody to put their finger in there and hold it. This is my last try. We'll see if I can get it right. The Eagle has landed. Lowering in the front with the main halyard should be easy. And I also avoided taking a chunk out of my fiberglass deck, which is a hazard for you folks trying this at home. All right, I didn't break a window. Port light, good deal. I probably could leave these on because they're going to vibrate less on a truck than what they would at sea. Of course, they don't have lines going through them, holding them off of the deck, so they're coming off. I don't need any little chips from the vibration on the road. Sometimes sailing is like pulling teeth. The snaggletooth is down. I love this anchor, by the way. Mantis, 65-pounder. Yeah, it got me through a couple of tough spots there. This swivel has held up really well, too. A windy day, gusting 10 to 20. Not windy for you and me, but perhaps windy for a crane. I'm really nervous. Today's the day the boat gets pulled. I'm hopeful that the rigging company doesn't pull the plug on their part of the day today, and we can get the mast up and down. But I'm nervous. Wish us luck. Here's another tip. Don't be a doofus. It's going to be loud when you get your boat into the well. Don't forget to turn off your boat before it gets lifted out of the water. I just barely made that one. These guys work well. This is Mac Sales out of Stuart, Florida at Cracker Boy in Fort Pierce. These folks know what they're doing. I've been in lots of boatyards. Did I tell you I worked in a boatyard when I was 17 years old? Yeah. So I've been in lots of boatyards, and I've worked with plenty of riggers, and these guys are top notch. These guys are great. Mac Sales and Cracker Boy, I'm so happy with the way they work. On belay. Awesome. It's okay. We've got nothing that is being fouled.
No.
It's all going
not scraping against the wood.
pretty well. Awesome. I'll take care of those.
Yeah, she's all the way in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go there.
Yes, where my mast goes through my deck, there's a hole. Will the duct tape hold? That's our question. This is the beginning of the trip. Let's check it at the end of the trip to see if that tape is still there after 1,300 miles on the road. need to have a hat on. I know I'm going to hit my head. I need a helmet. Do you actually think the ride on the back of a truck is going to be rougher than what I put this thing through? Not likely. But I have taped down my anchor locker. We don't need that hood scoop opening up at 60 miles an hour. This is my one point of concern. The boat is going to be tilted up a little bit, and it will clear the bridges. I got it. The driver, George, knows what he's doing. But this is a little bit higher than my bow pulpit. I thought about removing it, the binnacle, but I've been assured that it will be okay. So I'm happy about that, but I'm still a little bit worried, right? As I am about the whole trip. But it should turn out just fine and save me 6 months and financially put me ahead of what I would have spent otherwise. Yeah, at least on paper it looks that way. We'll see. Jumping down off the truck is owner, operator, and all-around good guy, George Klein. More on him and how to reach him in a moment. The boatyard costs were $750 for rigging, $750 for hauling, storing, and placing the boat on a truck. That was 1/3 the cost of the $4,500 they wanted to charge me in St. Augustine. Let me go down and help here. With the boat loaded, the cost of transportation was $10 per mile. For 1,300 miles, that's $13,000 for you doing math at home. But to me, it was money well spent, though it was expensive. But I'll have all of the justification and information about how to contact George in the details of this video and the next video. Thank you, George. George is based in Maryland. He's centrally located, and if you need to move a boat or heavy equipment anywhere, he's the guy to call. He rocks. I can tell he's very good at what he does. As well as our escort today, Duncan. Hey, I didn't make the name up, that's just what they're called. One of the key members of this team is Duncan. My buddy Duncan. Duncan, let me ask you this. I've always wanted to ask somebody in your business this question. I hope it's not too sensitive, but how do you like being an escort?
It has its rewards. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. You get to meet a lot of interesting people, I bet.
It is. I grew up in the trucking business, and I'm on a different side of it now. I was on the inner office and the logistics side of it. Now I'm actually where the rubber hits the road, so this is new to me. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, trucking. I thought you were a different sort of escort.
Oh, that. Well, we wanted to leave it. We wanted to leave it PG. I don't know. Do I look in the camera?
This is a G-rated show. No, it's great. It's great. Hey, I want to thank this guy. This guy's great. I'm glad that he's part of the team. He's helping us to continue on our way so that we can sail this summer. We've got hurricane season coming down here in Florida. We've got to flee the scene and find a place where we can sail where we don't have to worry about hurricanes. This needs to have a pad underneath it, and I'm going to go grab some carpet and some tape and make sure that I don't have chafe, but that is an oversight that I should have noticed. The communication breakdown with the riggers in the yard was simple. They were packaging the mast to go across the county, and I needed it to be packaged to go across the country. Chafe is the enemy, carpet is the friend. That's what I used to reduce the potential for my shrouds and stays sawing a hole in my mast on the way to our destination. We have exceeded our time and technology. I know this because my computer keeps crashing. The race is on to our next destination, and I will have more information for you in the video description and in the video ahead. I'll try not to keep you waiting. I'll be back to you just as soon as I can. Thanks again for joining me. See you soon.